Why is there aquatic fossils in the world's highest village? And what does it have to do with Mount Everest and the Dead Sea? Hello guys, and welcome back to our channel. I recently took a long and slow trip through the breathtaking Spiti Valley in Himachal Pradesh. And I thought I'll make a detailed video on our trip showing off all the best places. And then I found this. A 70 million year old oceanic fossil in one of the highest villages on earth. And I thought I must look into it. For context, this is Komik, the highest village on earth at over 15,000 feet. We went there to enjoy the view and visit the beautiful Komik monastery. And there, in the world's highest restaurant, we were shown these small spiral rocks, proof of prehistoric underwater life millions of years old. Curious, we went to nearby Langza, famous for the imposing golden Buddha statue looking over the entire valley, and also known among travelers as the fossil village of Spiti, as it is said such fossils were found all around the village. Obviously all that have been looted, and the only remains are these fossils stuck to the wall of a local cafe. The locals say that you need to trek 5 to 6 hours and then look among the rocks to find fossils now, and obviously I'm not up to the task. So I'll do the next best thing. Try to find out why there's ancient oceanic fossils up there in the first place. For that, we'll have to travel back in time, past the Ice Age, past our ancestors, past even the most famous dinosaurs, to the Mesozoic era 7 crore years ago. And where we see the colossal Himalayas today was a vast shallow ocean teeming with prehistoric life. This is the Tethys Ocean. Flanked on 3 sides by the prehistoric supercontinent Pangaea, this ocean became especially dynamic for its time. Just like the monsoon rains cause great floods and river flow into the Indian Ocean today, great rivers flowed into the Tethys from all directions, bringing large amounts of sand, silt and clay into the ocean floor. This resulted in an ideal condition for our prehistoric little friend known among scientists as an ammonite. This small spiral-shelled animal looks more like a snail, but is more closely related to modern squids and octopuses. And just like them, it used to freely swim along the ocean currents. The ancient oceans were full of these ammonites from 6 to 40 crore years ago, as proven by their fossils turning up all over the world. But like all living things, our ammonite friend had to die as well, and fall down to the ocean floor, where it got quickly buried by all the silt and clay being washed into the ocean, and got slowly fossilized over the ages. It is said the ammonites went extinct at the same time as the dinosaurs. And if you don't want our channel to go extinct, don't forget to click the like button. While all this was happening, the continents were not staying still. The supercontinent Pangaea, which was still intact 225 million years ago, started to fracture by 200 million years, right in the middle of the Ammonites' golden age. South America divorced Africa, North America left Europe, and India became free of Africa. Having found freedom to move and powered by the geothermal forces, the Indian tectonic plate started a quick move towards Eurasia by 70 million years. But between this quickly moving plate and the large landmass of Eurasia lay the Tethys, with its millions of years of sedimentary deposits. So when the Indian plate approached the north, these sediments had no choice but to get compressed and folded. By 50 million years, these rocks had compressed and folded as much as possible, and had no choice but to move out of the way of the moving tectonic plate and just jut upwards. And these quickly rising ocean sediments are what people of the subcontinent would know as the mighty Himalayas. As a matter of fact, geological survey of the rocks on top of Mount Everest has revealed presence of marine limestone and recrystallized dolomite, which can form only deep underwater. But where there is a rise, there is a fall. And with the growth of the Himalayas and the Hindu Kush mountains, the water of the Tethys Sea flowed into the Mediterranean, Black and Caspian seas and resulted in deep fissures all across Central and South Asia and the Middle East, resulting in formation of North Indian plains and the Dead Sea 430 meters below sea level. Later over millennia, the rivers that flowed from the Himalayas deposited silt and formed the fertile Gangetic plains of North India. And that is how our little ammonite friend went from swimming freely in an ancient ocean to being fossilized among the highest places on earth, to be discovered millions of years later by hairless apes. And this hairless ape has many more stories to tell about the breathtaking Spiti Valley and reveal many of its beautiful secrets. So don't you forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon too. We hope to see you on our next video. So goodbye and happy journey.